Welcome to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. Thank you for joining us. We start the show this week with Executive Leggett recognizing 20 individuals and organizations that helped educate the community throughout the state about the Maryland DREAM Act. It was a diverse group of individuals who acted independently but collectively helped pass the DREAM Act at the polls. In a packed lecture hall at Montgomery College, Executive Leggett congratulated with certificates of appreciation a diverse group of community activists who helped pass the DREAM Act on Election Day.
What I woke up with was Wednesday morning saying that, you know, we live in a great state and we live in a great country, and we are really fortunate to see this happen.
One of the awardees was Jonathan Hayes Green, a former Montgomery College student who had initially advocated for the passage of the bill within the Maryland Assembly in Annapolis.
I feel proud to be a resident of Montgomery County because, we worked so hard to get this bill passed, and not only did it pass with over 65% of the vote in Montgomery County, but here are our elected officials saying, we appreciate the work that you've done, so it means a lot to me personally.
The Maryland DREAM Act will allow undocumented students who graduate from Maryland high schools to pay in-state tuition at community colleges throughout the state.
Issues like the DREAM Act, things, policies and laws that can educate and better prepare our young people, really it's about a socio-economic survival of this country. And for a long time, we've had those conversations within our community or within think tanks. But I think this particular election, in my opinion, hopefully has sealed that notion and that awareness.
Another organization that advocated on behalf of the DREAM Act was Equality Maryland.
We highlighted LGBT dreamers and their stories and shared those with our members in videos, in direct mail pieces, and really tried to show people that standing up for all LGBT people in Maryland included LGBT dreamers, and hopefully increase support among the LGBT community for the DREAM Act and immigrant issues.
Each organization collaborated with its individual resources, some within the Hispanic community, to get the voters to the polls.
We wanted to educate our students and community about their right to vote and about the referendum issues in the state of Maryland in particular, one of them being the Maryland DREAM Act, where we hosted a forum in particular at our campus on the Maryland DREAM Act, where we had guest speakers and panelists from Pew Hispanic Research, the Governor's Commission on Hispanic Affairs, Nancy Navarro, a councilperson and representative, and also student dreamers as well, to talk about the importance of this particular referendum to educate our community.
It is estimated that approximately 350 undocumented students will be able to attend college by paying in-state tuition every year. The seasonal change back to standard time generates an uptake in pedestrian collisions. That is why the county has launched 2 new educational campaigns focusing on drawing attention to one of the most important factors in reducing crashes, that is visibility. Executive Leggett and Police Chief Thomas Manger want to make sure that safety, especially in parking lots, become a priority during the holiday shopping season. In addition, the annual Shop with a Cop campaign will return during the height of the shopping season. Officers from all police districts will patrol retail areas to provide extra security and remind shoppers to drive and walk safe.
The Montgomery County Department of Transportation is launching a public education campaign on our ride-on buses, and that you see it behind us here. You can see it now. The slogan is, "Hey you, I'm looking at you." The campaign focused on 2 of the most important factors in reducing crashes: pedestrian visibility and increased vigilance by drivers. The campaign was developed by a group of Blair High School students for a Blair Walk project around the theme of our pedestrian safety efforts. Be safe, be seen.
30% of all cancer-related death can be attributed to smoking. That, according to the American Lung Association. New legislation at the council level is aimed at reducing that number, and our Susan Kennedy has a story. Susan?
Lorna, a cancer survivor herself, Councilmember Nancy Florine is hoping through this legislation she can help prevent the spread of cancer.
Well, welcome to Smoke-Free Montgomery. We're very pleased to be partnering here with the 37th Annual Great American Smokeout, and really we're celebrating the 35th year of Montgomery County taking action on smoking.
Councilmember Florine is proposing legislation that would prohibit smoking on property owned or leased by Montgomery County. The ban would apply to the land around county buildings, parking garages, and recreation centers. And for Florine, this battle is personal. Just over a year ago, she was battling breast cancer and today has a family member fighting tonsil cancer.
I recently had the unfortunate experience of spending a lot of time in the past year with people who are battling or have been affected by cancer in various forms. And really, it's really inspired me to do whatever I could do to act.
In Montgomery County, 1 in 12 adults smoke cigarettes and 1 in 8 youth use some form of tobacco product. The county has been a leader in smoke-free legislation as the first to ban smoking in public places. For Florine and her 7 colleagues who are co-sponsoring her bill, the measure is about protecting the health of not only the public, but of county employees as well.
Every day, employees and guests on county properties are subjected to the harmful effects of secondhand smoke. According to the U.S. Surgeon General, secondhand smoke contains more than 7,000 chemicals. Hundreds are toxic and 70 are known to cause cancer. There is no risk-free level of exposure to secondhand smoke. The purpose of this bill is to protect innocent non-smokers and frankly give an incentive to smokers to kick the habit.
Last year we had a very intense effort to improve wellness, fitness, awareness for our county employees. And we know that this legislation primarily will affect our county employees. We care about the health and longevity and productivity of our county employees, and smoking cessation is one of the most important things that we can achieve in that regard.
The bill will be formally introduced at the November 27th council session. In Rockville, I'm Susan Kennedy for County Report This Week.
Getting residents back to work, that is the goal of the People for People Employment Assistance Program. Recently, the group held a faith-based and neighborhood partners jobs clubs symposium at the council office building. Those who participated received advice on starting employment programs in their communities and about resources that are available for job seekers. Panelists for the day included local job club and ministry leaders, faith and community leaders, workforce development officials, and others who are assisting job seekers. Council member Nancy Florine says she wants to find ways to help people tap into new ways of finding success.
But you, in the faith community, have a personal connection with your communities in a way that's really priceless. And what you're doing through the People for People program is something that we can't do in government. And it's great that the feds have recognized this, the White House has recognized this, by making this an initiative that the Labor Department supports, frankly, because you can break down barriers that we can't. You create safe places, comfortable places where people in stress can go.
Here is some convenient news for ride-on passengers. Starting in December, you will be able to load monthly passes on Smartrip cards. The $45 monthly pass provides customers unlimited rides on ride-on buses for the entire calendar month. Paper passes are being phased out and will no longer be available after January 31st. Passengers will be able to continue to have the option of paying with cash. But remember that ride-on monthly pass represents a 43% savings over paying cash fares on regular routes. For information about the Smartrip, visit smartrip.com. And for ride-on information, visit the county's website or call 311. When we come back, dozens of MCPS students meet with the school superintendent. We'll tell you why.
Did you know there are more than 10,000 county government phone numbers? But there's only one number you need to remember for non-emergency calls, 311. MC 311 is Montgomery County government's online telephone information system. Need information? Have a problem or complaint? Trying to locate a county government facility? Call 311. The call center is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The website is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Welcome back to the County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. Einstein High School students got a chance to discuss important issues with MCPS Superintendent Dr. Joshua Starr and Student Board of Education member John Manna at a student town hall meeting. Here is a story from MCPS TV.
Einstein High School was the venue for Superintendent Josh Starr's second student town hall meeting of the school year. John Manna, the student member of the Board of Education, moderated the event.
We're going to go ahead and get started with remarks from our superintendent.
Good morning, everybody.
These live events provide a way for Dr. Starr to directly interact with our diverse student population, to hear about their concerns and ideas, as well as to field their questions.
What are you doing to address this disparity between the students who have less resources and those who have more?
That's part of our equity agenda. That's part of what we absolutely have to do.
Student questions posted on Twitter were also discussed.
There's been a lot of talk about teaching students more about personal finance. Do you think this is a good idea?
The event spurred lively conversations about a variety of topics to include school start times, healthier lunch choices, and more inclusion opportunities for special education students.
I thought that the questions were very diverse. We started to get more into some of the social emotional things that our superintendent's been working on.
By visiting different schools in different neighborhoods, it gives me an opportunity to understand the range of perspectives around the county. Kids have lots of different kinds of things in their mind, big picture things, small picture things, and I just love hearing about them.
Well, the value of having the event at Einstein is the fact that kids get exposure to the superintendent, and the superintendent gets exposure to our kids, and that the entire school system sees about Einstein. And that's very important to us in the Down County. We want people to know who we are, where we are, and more importantly, what we're all about.
Conversations about the student town hall continued as students shared some pizza, as well as their thoughts about the event and Dr. Starr.
Today's town hall was interesting. Me being in the same room with him and learning about his insights were great.
These student town halls give students an opportunity to have a voice in their own education.
The entire Einstein Town Hall can be viewed on MCPS TV, as well as on the MCPS website at www.mcpsstudenttownhall.org.
And now we get our police update from Captain Paul Starks, who's going to talk to us about some safety tips while shopping. Captain?
Well, Lorna, in addition to the pedestrian safety program you talked about earlier, we're urging folks to use caution and care while shopping to protect themselves from being victims of a crime. This starts before you even go shopping. If you want to carry cash, get it from the bank or ATM before you get to the mall or shopping area. That way you have it tucked away safely. When you park your car, walk to the store you're going to go in, but also turn around, look where you park your car so you can see it from that point of reference so you're not looking for the car when you exit the mall or store you've been in. We're also urging folks to not carry so many packages in both arms. When you get a few, maybe make a trip back to the car, store them safely and out of sight in the trunk, and then return and finish your shopping. If you're using your ATM or credit card, guard your PIN number and take your receipt with you. That way no one can use those things against you later.
Thank you, Captain Starks, for those very useful tips. The month of November is a busy time for the Manna Food Center as hundreds of people turn to the local food bank for assistance. My MC Media's Sonia Burke reports.
I'm in the warehouse of the Manna Food Center in Gaithersburg, where they're sorting and collecting food for thousands of needy families in Montgomery County.
Hunger does not take a holiday. It's 1 in 4 families in Montgomery County are struggling with hunger, and that's every day, not just Thanksgiving, not just Thanksgiving week, not just Christmas, but June and March and September.
On this November day, the line of people waiting for food stretched out the door and into the parking lot. Every family receives 70 pounds of food. That includes non-perishables and fresh produce.
It's always busy on Thanksgiving week because we give out turkeys and everybody wants to get a turkey.
In addition to people picking up food to feed their families, others were driving up to Manna with hundreds of pounds of food collected at local food drives.
And we put out one little box and sent out an email to the staff, put up some posters around the office, and the next business day, the box was overflowing and we had to add boxes and add boxes. So definitely good to know that people were willing to give.
food has just been rolling in almost faster than we can keep up with it. But we continue to sort every day, and hopefully we'll have lots of food for the folks that need it.
In fact, the number of people who need Manna's help is on the rise.
A lot of those people either used to volunteer here or used to give food. So we've seen a lot of people sliding from the middle class. I think it's a really tenuous situation out there for people with the price of everything just increasing, and it's really expensive to live in Montgomery County, so we're here to help people when they need it.
The Manna Food Center can always use cash donations, food, and more volunteers. To find out how you can help, visit the food bank's website.
As someone bringing food here, feel like it's never enough. Although, I'm glad that we were able to do what we did, but it's never enough to see that line of people out there.
For County Report this week, I'm Sonia Burke reporting.
When we come back, Montgomery College hosts an event to discuss peace and justice. And you'll get to know a bit more about the mayor of Kensington. Stay tuned. Welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. Recently, Montgomery College hosted an esteemed panel to promote a discussion about the MCPS and justice studies, and some interesting conclusions were drawn. Danielle Stetsky has a story.
In 2007, retired Professor Michael Eckert and multicultural training specialist Laurel White started to organize discussions about developing a peace and justice program at Montgomery College. Since then, many peace and justice courses have been introduced at the college, and now both look forward to a peace and justice program where the ultimate goal is an academic degree.
A program in peace and justice studies would help students learn not just about the people who have practiced these principles over their lifetimes, but about their possibilities. That there are more than one way or violent ways of resolving conflicts.
Ms. White has a wide-ranging experience in the peace and justice career field. She works as a mediator at the college and has also been on the other side of the table.
The other piece that was really huge for me is dialogue, because sometimes conflicts are about differences, they aren't about problems to solve. That means we have to sit down at the table, or we have to sit down in a circle and have a conversation, and we might have to do it every day for the rest of our lives to get across how we are uniquely different from each other, and that adds to our richness.
The students that participated in the panel had the opportunity to learn about peaceful ways of solving daily conflicts and found out about aspects of a peace and justice career that enhanced their interest in the field.
There is a lot more ways to use morality and justice and forgiveness and mediation and conflict resolution in smaller ways that even the slightest things that we do, we can use those in our daily life. We don't need to make this huge, gigantic change in the world, that just little things can help better the world.
For County Report this week in Rockville, this is Danielle Stetsky reporting.
Just over 10 years ago, Peter Fosselman ran a dog walking business in the town of Kensington. Today, he is the mayor of that community with higher political aspirations. Susan Kennedy visited with Mayor Fosselman recently about what's on the horizon for Kensington in the 21st century.
Now, where did you grow up here, or?
I grew up close, across the river.
Every 2 years, the town of Kensington holds its mayoral election. And just this past spring, Peter Fosselman was elected to his 4th term. He says being mayor is the greatest part-time, full-time job he's ever had.
This is not good at all. I have to let them know. dangerous, yeah. I spend between 25 and 30 hours a week. Clearly, most of that is done in the evenings. Most of our meetings are in the evenings. Much of paperwork, all those kinds of items are done on the weekends. It's nice to be able to walk the streets. We are a small town, and you pretty much know almost everyone when you're walking on the streets. You know them by first name. I can even tell you what kind of car they drive.
Kensington is known for its small-town charm, but also for its many gas stations and traffic along Connecticut Avenue. Fosselman has been a big supporter of a revised sector plan for Kensington that will feature a town center and more mixed-use development near the MARC train station. Something he believes is long overdue.
Clearly you can see much of the need is on Connecticut Avenue, and that's really where the primary area of the sector plan is. It's along Connecticut Avenue, a little bit of Pliers Mill, a little bit of Metropolitan Avenue, but it's really already in the commercial districts. The residential neighborhoods are not going to be affected in terms of there will not be new construction in the residential neighborhoods. Two things that we do not currently have in Kensington are a hotel or condominiums. And both were on the list of priorities when we talked to residents back in 2007 what they would like to see come to the town.
Peter Fosselman is a man who wears many different hats. Besides mayor, he serves as Deputy Secretary of State and has also spent time in urban planning as the project manager for the Kentlands. But right now, he says, serving the citizens of Kensington is his top priority.
I had someone knocking on my door at 11:30 at night during the power outage to get an update on what was going on. It just comes with the territory.
And that's the way you probably get to know your constituents a little bit better.
And that's what they appreciate, that with small town government, hands-on availability, we're pretty quick to react and we try to fix things immediately, and if not, we usually will give a decent time frame to accommodate the situation.
Though Kensington has its own mayor and council, the county council and executive provide the town with leadership and support. In the end, it was the council that gave the final approval for the sector plan.
The county's been great. All of the county council members have been wonderful in terms of answering our needs or at least compromising on the things that we need as a small town within their county.
So what does the future hold for Mayor Fosselman?
I will not hide the fact that I am interested in seeking a higher office, but right now what I'd like to do is be able to focus for the next year or so on carrying out the beginnings of some construction on the sector plan and get complete what I had promised the people that voted me in the office.
This message is for all elementary, middle, and high school students in the county who would like to participate in a writing contest. The Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Commemorative Committee is seeking entries for its Literary Arts Contest in observance of the life of Dr. King. The entries must be 150 words or less in poetry or essay form. They will be judged on the understanding and appreciation of the ideals of Dr. King. The top 2 contest winners will be invited to read their essays and receive an award presented by the county executive and the Gazette newspapers as part of the county-wide Martin Luther King celebration at the Music Center at Strathmore. The deadline for submitted entries is Friday, December 14th. For more information, contact the county's Office of Human Rights at 240-777-8491. When we come back, Brookeside Gardens is all lit up for the holidays. And we'll tell you where to enjoy a concert of holiday music from around the world. We'll be right back.
Montgomery College students have until December 4th to apply for a scholarship from the Hillman Entrepreneurs Program. The scholarship covers a wide variety of transferable majors and continues with the student from MC through graduation from University of Maryland. Montgomery College and 3 other 2-year schools will partner with the University of Maryland, Baltimore County to build a model to ensure that more transfer students earn degrees in science, technology, engineering, and math fields. The program is funded by a grant from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And now's the best time to register for Montgomery College's spring semester to make sure you get your first choice of classes. Choose courses for more than 130 majors and programs offered at our campus locations and online. Register today online or at any of our 3 campuses.
Welcome back to County Report This Week. I'm Lorna Virgili. Winter's here, but there is no reason to hibernate. Contrary, the Department of Recreation offers hundreds of programs and activities for all ages and interests and to help residents stay active during the winter months. The Winter Guide issue is now available and registration is fully open. Residents are encouraged to register as soon as possible, as many programs fill up quickly. Print copies of the guide are available at recreation centers, park facilities, government buildings, and libraries. It may also be viewed at montgomerykountymd.gov/rec. For more information, call 240-777-6840. And now, in our Pet of the Week segment, we go to Kathy Stanhope from the Humane Society. Kathy?
This is Kathy Stanhope with the Pet of the Week at the Montgomery County Humane Society. And this lovely lady here is Kelly. She is a brown tabby. She's a domestic shorthair, and she is 7 years old. So Kelly qualifies for a special we're running right now. November is Senior Cat Month here, so we are waiving all fees for senior cats at the shelter. So if you're looking for a cat, and if you can find love in your heart and room in your home for a senior cat, we'd really appreciate it. Senior cats are among the most difficult for us to find homes for, and they need homes. And Kelly is one of these kitties. So if you would like to have a very good deal, rush down to the shelter now for November and get a free, fees waived, senior cat. Now Kelly is, like I said, about 7. She likes sitting in laps. She likes being cuddled. She's not really wild about being carried around, but she just loves to sit in laps, and she loves a good belly rub. So this is a great cat. So come on down to the shelter. Give us a call at 240-773-5967 or visit Kelly and all of the other animals that we have on mchumane.org. You'll be so happy you did. You'll be so happy to have a new friend.
It is that time of the year where Brookeside Gardens lights up for the beginning of the holiday season. The Garden of Lights is officially open to the public. Here are some details as to what you can expect this year.
When do you start setting all this up?
Starting in September, we start wrapping trees, checking the forms, make sure they work correctly, put them into the garden, and starting in November, right around Thanksgiving, the show starts. And then we run it through the beginning of January. The only trouble we actually have is sometimes we overload a circuit.
Well, one whole row was out, and we were trying to figure out why. When you get a million lights all together, they all start to look alike.
For you personally, is this kind of neat to see all these families come out?
I enjoy it. I know they're having a good time.
Beautiful. Everything's so beautiful.
I'm really impressed. I never really thought how much time it might take to do something like this.
They're gorgeous. They're just absolutely beautiful.
I've never been here at night, and I can't believe it. I seen them doing all the work here, but I can't believe they did it to this degree.
I had just heard a lot of great things about it, and so we wanted to check it out for ourselves. That the girls are old enough to experience and understand and actually appreciate it.
I like that one.
Do you like that big monster right there? Mm-hmm. What do you think of all this? Is this so pretty?
Yeah.
The Garden of Lights will be open until January 6th. For information about admissions, call 301-962-1453 or visit brooksidegardens.org. And as the season gets on its way, the Praisner Library will host a holiday concert by the NIH Chamber Singers. The free concert will feature holiday music from around the world with a variety of time periods and many countries. The concert will take place on Saturday, December 8th at 3 p.m. at the Marilyn Praisner Library located in Burtonsville. For further information, you can call 240-773-9460. With that, we close this edition of County Report this week. Remember to like us on Facebook and to join us at this time every week for a look at what's going on inside Montgomery County. I'm Lorna Virgili, and thank you for watching.